Hey there friends, Nibs again. Out here in the garage this afternoon. Had a really busy Saturday. Went and picked up my first load of coal. Took the load of coal over to my pastor's house too. Really thank my friends from the church coming out and helping me out with that. Really big help. But got a new mail call for you guys for today. I'd like to get out and shoot. It's an absolutely beautiful day, except for the 30-mile-an-hour gusts of wind going on out there, but we'll keep it inside for now, and if it lightens up before the sun goes down, we'll try to get out and do a little shooting out at the range. But for now, we'll go ahead and do this unboxing. What I have here is hopefully another good single-stroke pneumatic pistol to add to the corral. I've read some really good, and seen some really good reviews on this, and a couple of kind of negative ones too. So hopefully this one turns out to fall into that positive category. I expect that it's going to be very much like this Beeman P17, although the pictures of it that I have seen, it is different, and the internals are different, and we'll see how it can do going up against the Webley Nemesis. So these ones are all pretty similar. They break open from the top. A few of the other ones I have out here is my Daisy model 717. That's a really interesting gun to shoot. A lot of fun. And then still my favorite one, but recently kind of didn't let me down, but it let itself down and got beat out by the Webley Nemesis, the IZH 46M. That was just a fluke. I'm sure that was absolutely a bad pellet or something along those lines. So we'll have to redo that one another day, probably when the snow starts flying. I'm not too worried about it, but let's go ahead and get this box over here. They put it in a big enough box for sure. So hopefully it's well packed and arrives safely. The box looks to be in pretty good shape, so I'm sure it's fine. But what we have here is a Stoeger branded pistol. And Stoeger, from what I understand, is a German brand, so I expect it's going to be something like the Beeman or the Weihrauch HW40 or the Beeman P3, although these are made in China. So, but this is a brand new pistol. Ooh, hey, the guy hooked me up. Was not expecting that. Look at that. Some nice Stoeger X Magnum. Let's see, 11.57 green, 177 pellets. Seems like I've been getting a lot of heavy, pellets lately. But so it is definitely a different. It's definitely a different pistol than the Beeman, for sure, right off the bat. Here is what we ended up with. From some of the accounts I've seen online, they were really saying it was just another one of these Beeman P17s. But I think it looks more like the Weihrauch HW40, which the P17 is kind of a clone of that, but it's not exactly the same. So let's see, can I get this open without having to cut the packaging up too bad? Let's see here. Oh yeah, that'll work. So we'll get this out of here and we'll see what we can do with it. It's definitely a different, the mold, it's all plastic like the Beeman, but it's definitely a completely different product. It's definitely modeled after, they're both modeled after the same. So this was a copy or a Chinese copy of the Beeman P3 or Weihrauch HW40, but the Stoeger is obviously different. It has some really nice, well, I can tell by looking, I don't know, look how bright that fiber optic sight is on that thing. But the one thing that I noticed with the Beeman right away was the top was had very sharp edges on it, and this is nice and rounded over, so it's going to be a lot more comfortable to close. The cylinder looks to be in good it's definitely a different configuration. But let's go ahead and let me just grab a pellet here, and we'll give her a try. So I don't think I said it. Obviously it's in the title, but this is a Stoeger brand model XP4. And trying to see if it says anywhere on the gun. It does say on the packaging, made in China, but I shot a little low, but I didn't really expect it would be, really didn't expect it would be right on the money right out of the box. Everybody's eyes are different. I'm going to put a little oil on this piston here. It feels a little, I don't like the way that's feeling. Not sure where the resistance is coming from, but okay, let's get a couple more pellets downrange, and just like the Beeman, there's not a lot of room in there to get the pellet in place. So that's one thing I like about that Webley. It has a lot of room. Let's see where that one went. Let me adjust this rear sight up a little bit. Alright, so I'm going to cut this off because I'm going to take this apart. I did the same thing when I got the Beeman, and it looks like there may be some grit or stuff coming out of there, and I've read that you really want to take these apart and clean that out and re-lubricate them coming right out of the box, and it looks like this is the same way. So let me go ahead and I'm going to cut this off, and I'll be right back with you in a minute. Alrighty, I am back. Took a little bit of time and just did a little bit of cleanup work on the internals, the piston on this thing, and I'm glad I did. I'll put a picture up here. I don't know if it's type of grease they use to grease this thing, or oil or whatever, but it looks like muddy water. I was pleasantly surprised to find that this has two O-rings, which I'm not sure about the Webley, but the Beeman, this piston definitely only has one O-ring in there, so you're kind of at the mercy of that one O-ring. If you that goes bad, you'll start losing pressure. So with two O-rings, you've got a kind of a backup. But so I did adjust the sight. Let's just see if I brought it up at all. Ooh, I brought it way up. Maybe I brought it up too much. It'll take a little playing around with. That's better. I think that first one I just kind of flinched it up a little bit. So this is a lot easier to load. I also found this, not a revelation today, but I found this out using the Beeman as well. These are a lot easier to load if you're using either a pointed or a rounded pellet. I do like to use my wad cutters, but they are a pain in the butt to get into these this chamber of this guy. A little high there. Probably take a little breaking in, but it's shooting pretty nice. So this is definitely a, I mean, don't get me wrong, I absolutely love that Beeman P17, and for its price point, it is an absolute fabulous all right, now I'm shooting a little high here, but that's all right. We'll get her zeroed in later. But for the price point, the P17, and even if it was $100 more, it'd probably still be worth the money. But I can just tell by the way that this one is constructed that it is a better construction of just more attention to detail, a little bit more heavy-duty parts, but almost exactly the same layout and configuration. All the pellets are going in the same spot up high. Very nice trigger on this guy. Very nice trigger. A little bit of take up, but a nice crisp break. When I do the review on it, maybe tomorrow or today, later today or whatever, we'll do some actual trigger pull testing on it. But it's got a really nice trigger. I know the Beeman is adjustable, and I have played around with it a little bit, but this one is better than that, even right out of the box. This one right out of the box. That's grouping nice. Just a little high now. All right, I'm gonna cut this one off here, do a couple more shots, and then I'll let you guys go. But this will be a lot of fun in the garage here. I can tell already. And a couple of negative reviews that I've seen on it so far, I'm gonna have to disagree with those. Because this thing is shooting really nice. It's got a really nice trigger. Really nice. I can tell the quality of the air chamber and everything is just better than the Beeman P17. And it's shooting where I'm pointing it so there you go, the Stoeger XP4. Definitely not a carbon copy of the Beeman P17 like a few people had said it was. Definitely a little bit better fit and finish. Not throwing any stones at that P17. I said this already, that I absolutely love that gun. It's a fantastic shooting gun, but you know, I gotta give props where props are due. Let's see, does this one do the? Yeah, this one will do the. You can do a dry fire if you're doing dry fire exercises, so you can get a feel for the trigger without having to cock it. But single stroke pneumatics are okay if you do want to dry fire them without a pellet, even cocked. But it's a lot easier just to do that if you're just trying to get the feel for the trigger. And it is a nice trigger. That is a nice trigger. I'm guessing it's even better than that Webley right off the bat, but we'll compare those later. So there you go. A lot longer than I expected for this mail call to go, but another great addition to the channel. These are tough to find, at least in the United States. I've only found one guy selling this one. He had one more when I filmed this video. It'll probably be gone before too long, but got it for it was a little bit more than the Beeman, but not by any great stretch at all. It was, to my door, it was under $100 with tax and everything. So that's still a really good value, I think, and just a little bit better quality, better feel of the trigger, no rough edges to make your hand get red and raw right out of the box. I think that's worth the extra. It was about $20 more just for the gun than the Beeman was. So, but anyway, hope you liked the video. Hope you stayed till the end. I went a little long-winded on this one, but I think it was worth it. There we go, the Stoeger XP4. If you liked the video, like, share, and subscribe. Make sure you check down below for my Amazon link, my Amazon store. If you do buy things from Amazon, click on that link first, and I will get credit for that. And commission, it won't cost you any more than it does to normally shop on Amazon, but I'll get a little bit of commission out of that, and it'll go a long way to help out the channel, keep neat things like this coming in. But until next time, have a great day.